Hi Year 2, welcome to our last maths lesson of the week. I would like you to write today's skill and date into your book. So our date today is Friday the 15th of January 2021 and your skill is to derive number sentences from arrays. So I would like you to write this into your book now please. So pause the video and then unpause when you're ready to begin today's maths lesson. Okay, let's have a look at our starter then. Poppy has dropped all her counters onto the floor. What multiplication number sentence could she have been solving? So here we go, there's all her counters on the floor. They've all got into a bit of a muddle. Oh dear. I want you to think, how many counters are there in total? What could the array have looked like that she was trying to make? And from that information, what multiplication number sentence could she have been solving then? So I'd like you to pause the video and discuss this question with your partner if you're in school or with your grown-up if you're at home. Off you go. Okay, so it could have been 1 times 8 equals 8, or 8 times 1 equals 8. Could also have been 2 times 4 equals 8, or 4 times 2 equals 8. So we can really see then the commutative law where we're swapping those numbers over and getting the same answers. We swap the 1 and the 8 over to get 8, and we also swap the 2 and the 4 over, and we still get 8. You did really well drawing your arrays to show commutativity yesterday. Today we're going to look at an array and think what number sentences can we get from one array. So hit this array for example, have a think how many rows are there, how many columns are there, and what are the total number of counters in this array. So turn to the person next to you or have a little think on your own or discuss with your grown up if you're at home. How many rows, how many columns are there, and how many are there in total. Off you go. Okay. Knowing this then, what 2 multiplication number sentences could we write for this array? Pause the video and discuss this with your partner. Off you go. Okay, let's have a look then. So we've got 3 times 4 equals 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. Okay, well done if you got that right. What 2 repeated addition number sentences could we write for this array then? So think back to our learning last week, towards the end in this week, about repeated addition number sentences. What 2 repeated addition number sentences could we write for this specific array? Turn to the person next to you or discuss with your grown-up. Off you go. Okay, well done if you got this then. So 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 equals 12. And 4 add 4 add 4 equals 12. And we can see that here because we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. And we've also got 1, 2, 3 groups of 4. Okay, so that really helps us see then where those repeated addition number sentences have come from. Okay, this time then we are going to have another array. Here's our array we are looking at now. And I would like you to help me complete the missing numbers in the number sentences you've been given. So first of all, before I'm going to reveal those hints, I want you to have a look at this array. How many counters are there in total? How many rows are there? And also how many columns are there in this array? Off you go. Okay, pause the video if you need any longer. What 2 multiplication number sentences could we write? Here is the hint. So we've got 3 times something equals something, something times 3 equals something, and I want you to turn to the person next to you or discuss with your grown-up, what could those missing numbers be? Off you go, pause the video. Okay, let's have a look then. What could the 2 repeated addition number sentences be? So you've got your hints there. And what would go in those missing gaps? Turn to the person next to you or discuss with your grown-up and pause the video. Okay, let's see then. We have got 3 times 5, 3 groups of 5 equals 15. We've got 15 counters in total. We've also then, we can swap those numbers around to get 5 times 3, which because multiplication is commutative, gives us the same answer, which is also 15. Let's have a look at our repeated addition number sentences now then. We have got 3, add 3, add 3, add 3, add 3 equals 15. So we've got 5 lots of 3 there. We've also then got 5, add 5 equals 15. So we have got 3 groups of 5 that also equals 15. Well done if you got that. Okay, We're going to have a look at another array now. So we're moving on to our 10 times tables. And again, I'd like you to help me complete the missing numbers in the number sentences you have been given. Okay, so I'd like you to think of the 2 multiplication number sentences and the 2 repeated addition number sentences, please. So pause the video and discuss this with your partner or your grown-up, or have a think on your own. Off you go. Okay, so we have got 3 times 10. So we've got 3 groups of 10 that equals 30. Okay, we've also then got 10 times 3. Remember, we can swap those numbers around when we're multiplying and it gives us the same answer. So the answer is 30. And then over here, so a really long number sentence, we've got 3, add 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 3 equals 30. And then we've got a nice shorter number sentence. We've got 10, add 10, add 10 equals 30. So we can see then we have got 10 groups of 3 and 3 groups of 10, and both of those make 30. Okay, time for your guided practice now then. I'd like you to have a look at this array. You are going to draw this array into your book. This time you've not got any clues to help you, and I would like you to write the 2 multiplication number sentences underneath, and then under those 2 multiplication number sentences I would like you to write the 2 repeated addition number sentences. So you should have the array you've drawn, 2 multiplication number sentences, and under that 2 repeated addition number sentences for this array. Okay, so I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at doing that now, please. Off you go, and then unpause when you're ready to have a look at the answers. Okay, well done for drawing your array. So the 2 multiplication number sentences for this specific array is 5 times 4 equals 20 and 4 times 5 equals 20, because we've got 5 groups of 4 and 4 groups of 5. We've also got 5 add 5 add 5 add 5 equals 20, and 4 add 4 add 4 add 4 add 4 equals 20. Okay, give yourself a tick for every number sentence that you got correct. Well done. Okay, you're going to choose your activity now. Your activities are going to be on the next slide. I'd like you to find the 4 number sentences from each array. Okay, you are going to have a sheet with lots of different arrays on, and you're going to cut the arrays out one at a time, and you're going to follow the steps to success, and we're also going to have a little look at a good example as well in a minute. So here are our steps to success then. So you need to cut out the array and stick it into your book. Look carefully how many rows and columns there are, which you've been doing brilliantly all week. You can count the dots to find the total. Underneath the array, which you've stuck in, write the 2 multiplication number sentences with the answer. So it's really important that we answer those multiplication number sentences too. Remember, multiplication is commutative, so remember when we're swapping those numbers around, we're going to have the same answer. So for example, if you're doing 5 times 4 equals 20, and then 4 times 5 and you've got the answer as 12, you know you've gone wrong somewhere, because that isn't the same answer, okay? Where we swap those numbers around. Once you've done that then, you are going to write the 2 repeated addition number sentences with the answer, okay? And then you're going to check your number sentences are correct. So it's really important that you have a little look back through your working out, have a look back through your number sentences, and have you made any mistakes, and then correct them if you spot them. So here's my example then. I've got my array, which I have cut out from my sheet of paper, and then I have put my 2 multiplication number sentences underneath. I've got 3 times 5 equals 15, and 5 times 3 equals 15. Underneath my multiplication number sentences, I've then got my 2 repeated addition number sentences. So I've got 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 equals 15, and I've got 5 add 5 add 5 equals 15. Okay, I've got the same answer for all of those 4 number sentences, and I have checked my answer as well, and I'm happy to move on to my next question. So that's what you need to make sure you do. You check your answer, and then when you're happy, you move on to the next question, which you will do underneath. Okay, let's have a look then at your challenges. So it's really important that you remember you do not have to do cool, mild, spicy, then hot. Okay, you just pick your one challenge that you are going to complete. So you might pick cool, you might pick spicy, you might pick hot, you might pick mild, but you aren't going to do them all. You're just going to pick the one that you feel is the right level for you and how confident you feel about this learning today. So as you can see, mild, spicy and hot, all of these worksheets on these pages are going to be underneath this video on the school's website, and you can just click on those and you can print them out and you can cut out the arrays. If you don't have a printer, you can draw the array in your book from this sheet. So pick one of the arrays you'd like to draw it in your book, and then still write the 4 number sentences underneath. Okay, so as you can see, mild, spicy and hot, you have just got the arrays ready for you to cut out. If you're doing the cool activity, you've got your array and then you've got some structured number sentences underneath to help you structure your number sentences a little bit more. So you've been given a few numbers and you've also been given the dashes to show how many numbers you need, so how many numbers should be in your repeated addition number sentence, for example. Okay? I'd now like you to start your independent practice and pause the video, and then when you have completed your activity, come back, unpause the video, and then we can have a look at our challenge and our final thought. Off you go. Good luck, you two. Okay. So, challenge time now. I would like you to look at the times tables below. I'd like you to work out the answers to each multiplication number sentence. Then write which ones are related to each other. And I want you to be able to explain your answer. So why are they linked to each other? Why are they related to each other? Okay, so I want you to pause the video in a second. You might also like to draw an array or make an array, whatever you prefer to do. And this will help you perhaps visualise and see which ones are related to each other. Okay, so pause the video and then come back for the answers. Off you go. Okay, let's see then. So we have got 4 times 5 equals 20 and 2 times 10 equals 20. So they've both got the same answer. We've also got 4 times 4 equals 16 and 8 times 2 equals 16. So they've also got the same answer, so those two are also linked. And then we've got 6 times 5 equals 30 and 3 times 10 equals 30. So those are linked. Now, I want you to be able to see, could you see why they are linked? So they are linked slightly more than just their answer, so think really closely. How have they got the same answer? If I've got 4 times 5 and 2 lots of 10, how have I ended up getting 20 for both? Okay, so if you haven't already, pause the video now and try and have a little think as to why that might be. Look really carefully at the numbers in those 2 number sentences that link. Off you go. Okay, hopefully then by now you have figured out that actually with 4 times 5 and 2 times 10, the 4 is double the 2. So if we have a look here, the 4 is actually double the 2. But on the other side of the multiplication symbol, here the 5 is half of 10. So although 4 is double 2, 5 is half of 10. So we still get the same answer. And again, if we have a look here, oh, that's my mouse. So we've got 4 here, which is half of 8, but on the other side we've got 4, which is double 2. And then here we've got 6, which is double 3, but on the other side we have got 5, which is half of 10 from this number sentence. So you can see the fact that the number at the beginning is halved, and then the number afterwards is doubled on this side. This helps us understand why they are linked. Okay, so they give the same answer because it's balanced out by the doubling and halving of the numbers in the multiplication number sentence. Okay, well done. Lots of reasoning for a Friday. Okay, final thought then. Poppy and Branch are writing number sentences to describe their array. Who do you agree with? So here is their array that they were describing. And Poppy said 4 add 4 add 4 add 4 add 4 equals 20. And Branch said 5 add 5 add 5 add 5 equals 20. So I want you to think now, who do you agree with? Who do you think has described this array correctly and why? So pause the video and discuss this with your partner. Off you go. Okay, well done if you spotted it was a bit of a trick question because they are both correct. Poppy has counted the columns and Branch has counted the rows. So both Poppy and Branch are describing the array. Okay, well done. Another week of home learning completed. We just wanted to say from the whole of the Year 2 team, well done to all of you, all of the children doing your lovely work at home. We are so proud of how hard you are working. Okay, have a lovely weekend. Goodbye.